what's up? This is Jimmy Brown, the Capo Crusader. Today I'm going to show you a cool unplugged arrangement I came up with of the classic Guns N' Roses song, Sweet Child of Mine. Now, in the original arrangement of the song, Slash and Company tuned the guitars down a half step, and the original is played as if it were in a key of D, while he plays the original intro like this, etc. Because they're tuned down to E flat, it actually sounds in D flat or C sharp. So it sounds like this. In my arrangement of the song, you don't have to tune down a half step. You're in standard tuning, and I'm using a capo at the 6th fret, which is going to put you in the sounding key of D flat, the same as the original recording. I'm playing the song as if it were in the key of G. So using these, very familiar, finger-friendly cowboy chord shapes. Now, here's a little tip. When you use a capo, it's always a good idea before you deploy it is to put some tension on it, on the strings here with your palm. Press down a little bit, then put the capo on, release it, and then release the tension. You'll find that helps the strings stay in tune. Because sometimes if you don't do that, some of the strings may go a little sharp when using the capo. Then you have to retune them, and sometimes the string can get hung up at the capo. I find it's often better to give the string a little bit of a tug if you find it a little bit sharp, rather than trying to retune it. Okay, so what I'm doing here is holding down these simple two-finger chord shapes. Actually, you involve the third finger. So I'm playing it, as if it's in the key of G. And I get the ring finger at the 3rd fret on the low E string, pinky at the 3rd fret on the A string. And just picking those notes out, letting them all ring. I'm using all downstrokes except for the highest note each time, which I pick with an upstroke. So it's down, up, down, down, up, down, up, down. Okay, so you want all those notes to ring. Okay, that's pretty easy. This is probably by far the most challenging part of playing this, and it's not that big of a deal. It's a little bit of a stretch, though. Okay, pinky at the 5th fret, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, up from the capo. Middle finger at the 3rd fret on the A string. Then the index finger has to reach back to the 1st fret on the B string. And only for a second, then it can let go. So you do have that stretch from the 1st fret to the 5th fret. Fortunately, because of the capo, the distance is much shorter than it would be if you were actually playing it down there. So do what you have to do, arch your hand, maneuver your wrist to be able to do that. And make sure your fingers stand tall. You don't want the back of the middle finger accidentally muting the open D strings. You want that. You want to go. That would kind of ruin it, right? So. And then it gets easier. Then you go to like a C sus2 shape. Okay, so you have your ring finger at the 3rd fret on the A string, and again, you want to use the back of that finger. Actually, you don't want to mute the D string. You want it to stand tall, so you don't mute it. And then back to the... Okay, then it begins over again. So it's... And then repeat it as many times as you want. Probably not as many times as the original, because the original has that nice bass melody that Duff plays. Okay, so at the end of the intro, you're going to segue from doing these nice flat-picked arpeggios into a strum. So the way I kind of do that is taking it from the C chord and I go all downstrokes. And that takes you to the verse, okay? So what I'm doing here is playing the G chord with the low G and the high G, A string muted by the back of the ring finger, and I'm adding the A note at the 2nd fret in the G string. So that makes it G sus2, G5, and then, so I'm going, that's the melody I'm kind of picking out within the chord. And adding the index finger at the 1st fret, that makes it G sus4, G, G sus2, G. So again, okay, it's important to get a nice swell there, a nice build-up, you know, because you are without a rhythm section. So you are the rhythm section, and in this kind of arrangement, it really helps to emphasize the dynamics. So you're going from that nice soft picked, you know, thing into the verse, which is going to be like a big full strum. So you want to create that nice crescendo.